Have you ever felt like people around you are wearing invisible masks? Today, I'm going to show you how to see through them without anyone noticing. Most people hide behind masks. They smile, nod politely, and say the right things, but their true thoughts, insecurities, and fears are often hidden beneath the surface. The key to understanding them isn't in their words, it's in the tiny, almost invisible signals they give off. The first thing to notice is tone of voice and intonation. Words can lie, but voices rarely do. A subtle rise in pitch, an awkward pause, or uneven pacing often signals inner tension, doubt, or an attempt to hide something. Even the most confident person will inadvertently reveal when they feel uncomfortable, nervous, or vulnerable. Next, pay attention to how people treat those they consider weaker or dependent. True character often shows up in these small moments. Someone might be polite to people who can benefit them, but dismissive or rude to those they see as powerless. This contrast reveals their hidden tendencies, often called the shadow in psychological terms. Another key aspect is past experiences. People's reactions are shaped by what they've gone through. Past betrayals, traumas, or feelings of neglect create patterns of behavior that persist in the present. Understanding this context doesn't excuse negative actions, but it gives you insight into why someone behaves a certain way. Fourth, observe behavior when they think no one is watching. Masks fall off when people feel no need to impress. How someone acts alone, in casual situations, or with those they feel comfortable around can reveal their true nature. Fifth, watch emotional reactions. Strong reactions, whether joy, anger, or anxiety, show what matters most to them. If a small inconvenience triggers a strong response, it often points to a deep value or unresolved issue in their past. Finally, practice attentive listening. Simple phrases like, "Tell me more," create a safe space for people to open up without pressure. In those moments, they often reveal more than they realize: fears, motivations, and parts of their shadow personality. By combining these observations, tone, behavior, past, emotions, and private moments, you can start reading people like a book. Not to manipulate, not to control, but to understand, build trust, and see the whole person, including both their light and shadow sides. Have you ever caught someone saying one thing but feeling like their words don't match their actions? Let's explore how to notice the subtle hints people give away every day. After learning to notice voice, tone, and the way people treat others, the next step is watching subtle behavioral patterns. Small gestures, pauses, or fidgeting can reveal what someone is truly thinking, even when their words say the opposite. For example, when someone smiles but their eyes don't move or their body leans slightly away while nodding, these are signs of discomfort or hesitation. Even micro-expressions, which last only fractions of a second, can indicate hidden emotions. People rarely control these perfectly, and that's your key to understanding what's beneath the surface. Another important technique is paying attention to overcompensation. Someone who insists on being right or laughs too loudly at a joke may be covering insecurity. Those small, exaggerated actions often mask fear, doubt, or a desire to control how others perceive them. Context matters. Notice how the same person reacts in different situations. Do they treat friends, authority figures, or strangers differently? How do they respond to someone they don't need to impress? Patterns reveal a lot. Consistency shows authenticity. Inconsistency hints at the persona they project versus their real self. Next, observe the gaps in speech and hesitation. When someone pauses unusually long, repeats words, or shifts topics abruptly, it often indicates internal conflict or discomfort. These are subtle ways the shadow self reveals itself, the part they are not consciously showing. Emotional intensity is another clue. Extreme reactions to seemingly small events often point to deeply held priorities or unresolved experiences. Joy, fear, frustration, or excitement, each can signal what truly matters to them, beyond what they verbally express. Finally, Use active but unobtrusive listening. Encouraging phrases like, "Tell me more about that," or "What was that like?" let people open up naturally. When they feel safe and unjudged, they often reveal parts of themselves that are usually hidden without ever realizing it. Combining these observations, gestures, inconsistencies, microexpressions, and emotional reactions allows you to read between the lines and understand the real person behind the facade. This is not about manipulation, it's about seeing the truth and connecting authentically. Do you know someone who always acts confident but you can feel something is off? In this part, we'll explore how people reveal their true selves when they think no one is watching. So far, we've looked at voice, tone, gestures, and subtle inconsistencies. Now, it's time to pay attention to what people do when they think they are unobserved. This is when masks often slip and the shadow self, the side they try to hide, becomes visible. Notice how someone behaves in private or casual settings. Do they show impatience, frustration, or cruelty toward people who cannot affect them? These small actions are incredibly revealing. For example, someone may be polite and charming around friends or authority figures, but when they believe no one is watching, they might dismiss or belittle others. This is a clear reflection of hidden tendencies and insecurities. Another key aspect is how people handle stress or mistakes. A minor inconvenience can trigger reactions that reveal deeply held priorities or unresolved experiences. If someone gets disproportionately angry, anxious, or defensive over small issues, it often signals areas that matter deeply to them, their values, fears, or areas of personal conflict. Past experiences shape these reactions. People carry the echoes of previous events into their present behavior. Someone who grew up without recognition may seek constant approval. Someone who faced betrayal might react with suspicion or defensiveness. Observing reactions in real time allows you to understand not just the action itself, but the history and shadow that underlies it. Emotions are a window into priorities. Intense emotions, whether positive or negative, indicate what a person truly cares about. A burst of joy over a small achievement or a wave of frustration at a minor mistake can show the topics, relationships, or values that matter most to them. Learning to see these patterns helps you read people on a deeper level. Finally, create safe spaces for others to open up naturally. Phrases like, "Tell me more," or "How did that feel?" encourage honest sharing without pressure. People often reveal more than they realize in these moments. Their fears, motivations, and true personality emerge subtly. This method builds trust and allows you to see beyond the persona. By combining these techniques, observing private behavior, emotional reactions, and responses to stress, you gain a clearer picture of the real person. The key is not to judge or manipulate, but to understand the whole person, including their hidden side. Ever wondered how to truly understand someone, not just their words, but their fears, motivations, and hidden sides? Let's explore the final step in reading people. By now, we've explored tone, gestures, microexpressions, emotional reactions, private behavior, and past influences. The final step is integrating all these observations to see the whole person. This is where the real understanding happens. Start by noticing patterns over time. One-off actions can be misleading, but consistent behavior across different situations reveals genuine character. How someone treats friends, strangers, authority figures, and people they see as weaker paints a complete picture of their personality. Patterns show who they are at their core, not just the version they present to the world. Next, pay attention to emotional priorities. Strong reactions highlight what truly matters. For example, if someone gets upset over minor changes in a project, it may reflect personal investment or past experiences shaping their sense of control. Joy or excitement can show deep passions or areas that give life meaning. Emotional intensity is a direct window into someone's values and motivations. Listening remains crucial. Even after noticing all the signals, creating a space where people feel safe to share without judgment is essential. Simple encouragements like, "Tell me more," allow others to open up naturally. In these moments, you see the authentic self, fears, hopes, and the shadow side, without forcing disclosure. Finally, remember the key principle: reading people isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding, empathy, and connection. Observing tone, gestures, past influences, private behavior, and emotional reactions together provides a clear, compassionate insight into who someone truly is. When you combine these techniques, you can understand motives, fears, and priorities, and also protect yourself from misunderstandings. You see people in full, the light and the shadow, the confident exterior, and the hidden vulnerabilities.